Have you ever opened a language textbook or maybe an app and just felt this wave of anxiety wash over you? You see the mountain of vocabulary, the complex grammar rules, and you just think, where do I even begin?
If that sounds familiar, then you are in the perfect place. Welcome back, everyone.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Veronica.
And this is English with Adam, the podcast where we explore language learning not just as a skill, but as a journey. And today we're tackling one of the biggest roadblocks on that journey, the feeling of being completely and utterly overwhelmed.
That feeling is so real. It's the number one reason I think people give up. It's not because it's too hard, it's just too much.
Exactly. So today we're going to share 3 practical tips for getting into the right mindset for learning a language so it feels exciting, not exhausting.
I'm ready. I think I need these tips even now.
All right, so the first and maybe the most important tip is to redefine your goal. We all say, I want to learn Spanish or I want to be fluent in French, but those goals, they're actually kind of terrible.
Oh, how so? They sound pretty normal to me.
Well, they're too big. They're abstract. What does fluent even mean? It's not a finish line you can see. So when you set a goal that's that huge, you never feel like you're making progress. Every day you wake up and you're still not fluent, and it feels like a failure.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. It's like saying your goal is to climb the mountain, but you don't even plan the first step, you just stare at the peak.
Precisely. So tip 1 is create micro goals, tiny, specific, and achievable daily or weekly goals. Instead of, I want to learn Japanese, your goal becomes, today I will learn how to introduce myself in Japanese.
So something you can actually check off a list.
Yes, or maybe this week I will learn 5 new words for different foods. Or I will listen to a 1-minute podcast clip and try to write down 1 sentence I understood. These are things you can actually do, and when you do them, you get a little hit of dopamine, a sense of accomplishment.
And that feeling makes you want to come back the next day. It builds momentum.
It's all about momentum. You're replacing that feeling of, I'm not there yet, with a feeling of, look what I did today. It completely changes your relationship with the language. It becomes a hobby, not a chore.
I love that. Break it down until it's not scary anymore. That's a great first step. So what's tip number 2?
Tip number 2 is to find your why. And I mean really find it. It's not enough to say, I'm learning English because it's useful for work. That's not very motivating, is it? It's logical, but it has no heart.
Right, it sounds like something you have to do, not something you want to do.
Exactly. Your why needs to be emotional. It needs to be something personal. Maybe your why is, I want to watch my favorite movie without subtitles and understand all the jokes. Or I want to be able to talk to my grandmother about her childhood in her native language.
Oh, that's a powerful one.
It is. Or maybe it's, I want to travel to Italy and order gelato in perfect Italian and have a real conversation with the person who serves it. You have to visualize that moment. Feel the excitement of it.
Though, how do you find that if you're not sure, if you're just learning because, it seems like a good idea?
That's a great question. You have to connect it to something you already love. Do you love cooking? Your why could be to read recipe blogs from another country. Do you love music? Your why is to understand the lyrics of your favorite foreign band.
That makes so much sense. You're attaching the new, difficult thing to an old, beloved thing.
You are. And on those days when you're feeling tired and unmotivated, when memorizing verb conjugations feels impossible, you don't think about the grammar. You think about that concert or that conversation with your grandmother or that gelato in Italy. That's what will pull you through.
That's beautiful, really. Okay, so we have micro goals to build momentum and a strong why to keep us going. What's the third and final tip for today?
The third tip is perhaps the hardest for a lot of people, especially high achievers, and it is embrace imperfection. You have to give yourself permission to be bad at it.
Oof, yeah, that's a tough one. The fear of making mistakes is huge.
It's paralyzing. People are so afraid of saying the wrong word or using the wrong grammar that they just don't say anything at all. They'll study for years in private, but never actually try to speak.
And you can't learn a language that way. It's like learning to swim by only reading books about it.
What a perfect analogy. You have to get in the water. You have to splash around and look silly and maybe swallow some water. Mistakes are not failures, they are the process. Every time you make a mistake and someone corrects you or you correct yourself, that pathway in your brain gets a little bit stronger.
Totally. And I think it's important to remember that native speakers are almost always happy that you're trying to speak their language. They don't expect perfection. They're usually just excited to communicate with you.
Almost always. The goal is connection, not perfection. If you can order your coffee and get the coffee you wanted, who cares if you use the wrong article? That's a huge win. You have to celebrate those imperfect wins.
So true. Be kind to yourself. You're a beginner, and that's okay.
So let's do a quick recap. To get into the right mindset and avoid feeling overwhelmed, 1. Ditch the huge, vague goals and create tiny, achievable micro goals.
Absolutely. And that leads us perfectly into our fourth and final tip for today: make it fun.
Oh, a fourth tip? I thought we were done. Tell me more. What do you mean by make it fun?
Do find your emotional, personal why that connects to something you love. Oh, a fourth tip? I thought we were done. Tell me more. What do you mean by make it fun?
And 3, embrace imperfection. Give yourself permission to make mistakes because that is how you learn.
That was fantastic. I feel more motivated already. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. We hope these tips help you on your own language learning journey.
And if you found this episode helpful, we'd be so grateful if you could take a second to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who might need it.
And we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell us, what language are you learning and what's your why?
Thanks for tuning in to English with Adam. We'll see you in the next one.